All right, here we go. This one's going to be a 357 SIG test, and today we have some double tap ammo to try out. So this one is going to be one of our mystery rounds. So I did order this double tap the other day, and it is the 115 grain bonded defense, but we did have one round in there that was definitely a little bit different. So there's what that one looks like. Almost looks like just your standard nozzler round. Maybe it's under their controlled expansion line. I'm not sure. So it does have your standard brass case, and that one is rated 1612 feet per second. That is out of that 4.5 inch barrel. So today we're going to be testing out our full-size Glock 31, and that does have that 4.5 inch barrel. So we'll be going through our gel. It is a 10% block. The over catch block behind that, so a total of 22 inches of gel. Our 4 layers of cotton t-shirt on the front, and like always, we'll set up our chronograph so you can hopefully pick up those impact velocities. So let's set up and see what this mystery round can do. All right, we're setting back to 15 feet. All right, let's see how we did on that one. So it looks like our impact velocity on that one was 1613, and that one did come in the 115 grain bonded defense box, and it was rated at 1612. So definitely we got over advertised by 1 foot per second. When we did our 125 grain bonded, we actually got 100 feet per second less. So not sure what that's about. So we all kind of know that double tap doesn't have the best quality control. So I don't know, pretty surprising there, but let's check this track out. All right, so there is that entry hole. Looks like I got a really good hit on that one, and you can see right down in that cavity, and there's a huge star pattern so far. So let's check it out from the top. Oh yeah, check that out. That is insane. That pretty much exploded in there. It's a huge channel. So I carried about halfway through, and it did start to settle down a little bit, and we did catch it in this first block. You can actually see a fragment right there on the table. Man, that is a ton of damage. So let's see what kind of measurement we have here from the top. So at our leading or widest spot, we are about 3.5 inches. So that is a ton of damage, and you can see fragments all over the place so far. So that thing definitely came apart. And same thing from the side. Let's see. So as soon as that thing came in, it looks like it pretty much exploded. We do actually have a blowout here, kind of on the side, and it does look like there's a couple pieces that came out from the block too. But man, that is a ton of damage for sure. So it came in, exploded. Looks like it carried that energy about halfway through that block. It did start to settle down, and you can see the majority of that slug resting down in there. So we did not make it out of that first block. But let's check our measurement here from the side. So we are not going to count those petals that kind of went down. We're just going to count the majority of the track. And we are right about 2, actually closer to 3 inches on that one. So definitely quite a bit. But man, that is a ton of damage for sure. And then like I said, you can see one of those petals resting down in there. So let's see our leading edge on this one. On penetration, we made it 10.5 inches. So definitely not the most penetration, but man, that is a huge energy dump for sure. So let's check it out one more time from the top. So you can see, man, that is a crazy amount of energy for sure. So came in, exploded, dumping tons of fragments all over the place. Did carry about halfway through, did start to settle down, and then you can see that slug resting down in there. So let's pull this around and see what it looks like. All right, check this thing out. It looks like we got some pretty major expansion on that. So it definitely came apart. That one did not hold together. So we'll kind of show it in a couple different pieces. So here's the main part of that slug. That is the core. Definitely flattened out pretty good. Hardly any weight retention. Looks like it sheared off all its petals. But definitely made it to its breaking point on that, which seems what, you know, what's going on with all these double tap. They are definitely pushing some pretty good velocities, but man, they're just not holding together at all. But Pretty major expansion for sure. And then here is that copper jacket, same thing with that. Hardly anything. There's the base of it with one petal hanging on. All the rest is still left in the gel, so pretty crazy stuff. So show them kind of one time from the bottom as much as you could see. Like always, I will pull all this stuff out here at the end when we do our cross sections and all that good stuff, and then our pictures at the end. We'll kind of gather all the pieces, but definitely pretty major expansion. And it was good to see that that thing was moving out pretty good too, over 1,600 feet per second. But there we go, guys. That one was that 115 grain mystery round. Not really sure what it was. I'm thinking it was probably a nozzler round or under their controlled expansion. But it did come in their bonded defense box. There was only one single round in there with the, the 20 that they come with. So definitely pretty different. It was definitely a fun test. But there we go, guys. Thanks for watching. All right, and here's that cross section for that mystery round that we did. And this one was super impressive. Look at the amount of damage that thing is creating. Just tearing this gel up. It's kind of like those nozzlers that we test for our underwood. And I'm thinking that's probably what it was some kind of a nozzler round. I'm pretty sure that's under their controlled expansion line. But for some reason, I had one loose round in our bonded defense. So kind of weird. But right there, same thing, just a huge amount of damage, and this thing just fragmented all over the place. You can see a couple of those fragments down in there. I did remeasure these, and we are right at 3 3/4 inches, so very impressive for that. So let's cut this open. All right, and here's after being cut. So this bottom is the right side, this top is the left. So you can see pretty much as soon as this thing came in, exploded in there. Huge splits going on. You can see a little bit of that fragmentation going on, but man, the amount of damage this thing is creating is pretty impressive. Like I said, it is kind of like those nozzler rounds that we test for our underwood, where it's kind of turning this gel inside out, kind of backwards. But man, that is some nasty stuff for sure. And same thing on the top. Came in, opened up. You can see a couple of those petals kind of shooting off. And same thing, just a huge track going on. And there is a couple more petals down in there, but just a ton of fragmentation that's going on. But the amount of damage, I swear, it's just crazy. It was a very impressive round. So I wouldn't mind getting my hands on another box of that. If, I really don't even know what it was. I'm pretty sure it's under their controlled expansion line. But like I said, it was in that bonded defense, which is kind of weird, because I usually do check my ammo when I get it just to make sure it is what I ordered and what I bought. So, but pretty crazy stuff. So let's do one more quick angle. And like I said, this stuff's barely hanging on, so it might be kind of difficult, but check that out. There's some nasty damage going on. Huge splitting, massive cut. Same thing on this side. Just huge tears in this gel, but very impressive for sure. I think it was moving over 1,600 feet per second. So awesome to see for that double tap round. So there we go. That one was that 115 grain, some kind of mystery by Doubletap. Thanks for watching, guys. I did forget to mention that there are a few of those fragments I pull out of this gel. So like always, I'll put them all together here at the end for our pictures. Thanks again.